I'm so delighted, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce our first partnership. Both the first partnerships started in November 2015, and they have been made possible through the financial support of Mapula Trust, and we're so appreciative of organizations like Mapula Trust that fund this work for us. We're not able to do this work without the contributions of citizens and especially business organizations and foundations as well. So on behalf of Symphonia for South Africa and the Partners for Possibility program, I just really want to extend and acknowledge the contribution made over several years by Mapula Trust. So, ladies and gentlemen, Cornflower Primary School, Paul and Shuri, would you like to come up? I'm going to invite you, I know you have a presentation. I'm going to invite you, if you can, just speak through this microphone for us, because this has been wired up. And then the technology you will need is just here, and you can press your own forward slides.
Will do.
So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Sherry and Paul.
Thank you very much. That's the high-grade work that Paul's going to see too. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sherry Mayer-Williams and Paul Starrick. I'm the principal of Cornflower Primary School. Can someone just, something's happened here to the...
You did say higher grade.
That's our slide. Okay. So I've been the principal at Cornflower Primary School. I think maybe this would be better, Paul. Okay. I can just go there. Since the 16th of July 2012. Previously I was the deputy principal at Berkeley Primary for 6 years and then moved to Mitchell's Plain out in Lentegeur. And when I arrived at Cornflower Primary School, the school had experienced a leadership vacuum for 9 years. In that, the present principal at that time was seconded to work at DCAS. The deputy principal was fairly new to the school, was then appointed as the acting principal. And for that reason, there was a little bit of uncertainty as who is the permanent principal at the school. And so when I arrived at Cornflower Primary School, our systemic results was low. We were underperforming school, and we were red flagged also as such. And that means district is on your door every single morning, basically, with support. And so our 2013 is the year really that we started tracking our results with the systemics. And so you'll see our grade 3 maths, for example, started off with 20% through to 36 and 36%, and we're now currently on 54%, and we are waiting with bated breath for our 2017 results to come through in January of next year. And English for grade 3 also 15.8% up to 35.7%. For many, not very large jumps, but that is not what we're working on. We're working on building good relationships between our teachers and the SMT, but also the teachers and the learners. So in the maths grade 6, 2.5% is what we started with, and we're now at least up to 28.1%. English 11.8% up to 45.3%. So there was a lot of hard work that needed to be done at our school. And through the partnership with Paul, I was able to help in working on the low systemic results, also working on the fact that there was low staff morale. I felt like the little deflated yellow balloon, high absenteeism among staff and learners, because the community did not understand the importance of academics, and especially in furthering yourself in life. Late coming was a norm at school. Learner behavior also became a problem. Lack of trust, not amongst the learners and the teachers only, but amongst the teachers and the school management team, and then myself also as the principal of the school. Because who is this new person coming in here, like this big yellow bright balloon? Yeah, I was told, you see, unfortunately I was taught at a ex-model C school, so I came with my wit gedagtes, I came with the white school ideas to a coloured school in Mitchell's Plain, and it was challenging, it's the reality. But the only way we could bring about change was, who are the people that we are working with? Do we get to know each other? How do we get to know each other? What are the systems that we need to put in place, and what are the processes that are going to bring about that sustainable change? And that is why I say our results do not show 70, 80, 100% in systemics as yet. We're going to get there because we don't want rapid change. We want it done gradually so that our system works very well. So what did we do? With the help with Paul and myself, we worked on various trust workshops with our school management team to re-establish trust firstly. So that was the programs that we did within Partners for Possibilities, the workshops, how to become a good listener, how to become a thinking partner, flawless consulting, how do you actually contract with your colleagues, etc. And all of that was built into our workshops that we developed for the staff. We also had roundtable discussions, and very challenging because people come basically and throw everything on the table. The approach that we did was throw it on the table but with a solution. And so that is how we started working on managing conflict at our school. So yes, it was a conversation, but we know that the one you avoid is actually the leadership opportunity that is available to you. From those roundtable discussions, those are the four most important things that came out from staff. They were looking and yearning for respect. They were yearning for trust, better communication between post-level 1, post-level 2, 3, and 4, and a positive work environment. So these teachers wanted to work. They wanted to bring about results. So what were we doing? We took the SMT off to a team building session. We were out in Kromrie where we also workshopped the roles and responsibilities of each of the various post levels at our school. At that event also, we made sure that we had some quiet time alone as a SMT on the Friday evening, which was the first time we could do something like that in a very long time because we could not previously sit around a table and share a cup of tea. So we from that had regular SMT meetings with the set agendas. Staff meetings were well attended also, as well as more grade meetings so that we've got the links happening between the grades also, but also within a grade to take them forward. We continue today still to meet regularly for our roundtable sessions, which are still solution-based focus. Just last week, Friday, we had one, and it's on a Friday, 12:30 on a Friday afternoon. Tell a teacher to have a workshop. Not well attended. It was well attended. Those who were in the room were the most important persons. So 7 people come, and that's fine. Previously, you might have 17. The next one you might have 11. So we're having 7 people. What came from that week, Friday's workshop was they want a staff code of conduct so that we know how to relate to one another. So still focusing on conflict management and how do we actually build a better team at school. So that's my SMT, having a lovely lunch together, colleagues. And that's something that wouldn't happen easily before. And so our vision and mission workshops, as I had stated, was focused on how to develop, how to be a good listener, but to develop thinking environments and to be a thinking partner. Our mission and our vision was focused on the school's current mission and vision. And so may it be Paul coming into those workshops, doing a mindfulness exercise. That is what we had to do because teachers come from a stressful environment, and so he centers them and focuses them on the task at hand. We have teachers in partners greeting and also having very personal discussions with each other, and it's difficult. Ask me, as a woman, you cannot keep quiet for very long, but being a listening partner, you really need to close this and just listen. And so even the men were experiencing challenges in this thinking partnership that we were developing, but they enjoyed it thoroughly. And so we've got more of the staff. This is what came from each group. What did they envision for the vision in their classrooms, within their grades, in their phase? How were they going to take the mission forward of the school? And so it was very fruitful and productive to the point where in the September holidays, we took 54 learners on our school tour. 17 teachers of our school sacrificed 5 days of their school holiday to take learners. And so there you've got our deputy principal, hidden at the back actually, enjoying herself with a head of department also on the same ride, but having fun with the children because that's how integrated and supportive we are with one another. And so nowadays I feel like I'm a Tuli Madonzela. May she be fired or not. I need to listen while she says so that I hear what is not said. So I still keep my ear to the ground. I listen for the tremblings and that, and we have conversations. And so staff know already when it's I've got a problem with a child in my class. Come into my office, let's talk about it. And then we brainstorm together through a thinking partnership so that we can bring about perhaps possible change in that child's behavior or assistance at home. So the benefits of the partnership with Paul Sarek and Partners for Possibility, I've learned to connect more as my teachers want to be heard and they want to know that their opinions are valued. When I arrived as that bright yellow balloon, I came to fix Cornflower Primary School. I'm coming to fix it on my own. Wasn't going to get that right. And so I tried for 2-3 years actually. I tried my luck to do it on my own, and then things crashed. And that's when we had that huge conflict at the school where the staff felt and the SMT felt that I wasn't listening to them. Fortunately, I was blessed with a coach. And so we've now moved to where there's more openness and transparency with regards to everything in our school. For myself, greater self-awareness. I mean, you know, big girls, you must wear big girl panties when you're going to deal with very challenging situations. And so the EQ has even improved. My self-esteem, I've had it, I knew I had it. All women, we have that inside of us. No offense, guys. But as women, we've got it inside, but we tend to hide it. And especially when conflict arises, we're gone. So I've started to value who I am, and that's thanks to my partnership. I'm not even taking note here. Sorry, Paul. I was always strong, but I lost a part of me. And now I'm more loving, I'm more compassionate. I'm who I always was. And so it was wonderful to find that again. Our systemic results, as I said, has improved consistently and sustainably since the 2013 results that I've showed you. Our staff morale is up. Our absenteeism and late coming is down. Substantial improvement in our learner behavior also, because you don't have the regular fights on the playground because they're seeing that teachers are modeling a more acceptable behavior also. I'm here, I'm standing at the line, get to your line. So there's no problems with that. I've got my deputy principals also who would like to acknowledge tonight they weren't able to be here, so I do apologize on the program, they were supposed to be here, but they are preparing for validations and promotion and progressions at school, and so I'd rather left them with that stress, and so they do wish us well, and all of you also tonight. But one of my deputies with whom I had, I would say, the greatest conflict, where I had to do a disciplinary and it's difficult to do a disciplinary of your chief whip. And so we had huge conflict between the two of us. Came to me after we've gone through the process and we'd worked together, you know, rebuilding the trust, and that saying that when she had attended some event, can't recall exactly what it was, I reacted exactly like you, miss. And so I thought, wow. So there wasn't too much bad in what I was doing. Something good was coming from it. And I was emulating the desired behavior that we needed to portray as the school management team. So there's greater trust, a great camaraderie amongst our staff and our SMT. We lead as one at Cornflower Primary School. And together we lead the delivery of quality education and at our school and elsewhere. Because even at our South African Democratic Teachers Union, the union that I belong to, I was able to take what I had learnt at Partners for Possibility and go and share it at a Women's Day celebration where there were men also present, and we could develop thinking and listening partnerships amongst each other. Even getting the learners who were participating in the event there, enjoying each other's company and listening and just thinking through things also. So leadership is not a position or a title. We know that as leaders here in this room. It is action and example. So my metamorphosis, that's what I felt like on every Friday. But that's what I've become. And I even did my first 10K run with all of us. So, to Paul Abrams, Paul Stark, friends, to my husband Lionel, this is the first time he gets to hear the presentation. He was away working up country. I see my brother in the back of the room. Wonderful. I thank all the important men in my life, my husband especially. Thank you for all your support, and to Paul Stark also. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Just to add briefly, as a business partner, what was the impact for me? One of the things, obviously, I was most encouraged by was just the things that Sherry's been talking about. But also seeing her and other principals and business partners, some of whom I see in the room, and it's lovely, who together we were part of a community of practice, gave me another perspective on education, a different story to tell at the dinner table. I was inspired by your commitments, those of you in the room and the rest in the community of practice, the positive impact of the program on you and on your schools. They are the beacons of hope. My identity as a South African was affirmed. I was appreciated, accepted, and affirmed. Recently, a principal said to me, "I don't see a white male, I see a coach." That meant all the world to me. I belong in South Africa and have a commitment to make. That belief has been strengthened and embedded through my involvement with Partners for Possibility. Sherry's referred to the conflict, and I'll never forget the first day that I met Sherry and Paul Abrams, our facilitator at Cornflower, and Sherry burst into tears. And I thought it was perhaps what I was looking in my looks or what I was wearing. But no, it was just reflective of the amount of stress that she was under. And it's been a privilege to walk with her since that day. Early on in our partnership, I agreed to facilitate some of the workshops that Sherry referred to. What she didn't mention was that actually, after the second workshop that I was facilitating, things broke down. And that was a lesson to me as a business partner. I did go into it with my eyes open, but it's not about me coming with all the solutions. And in fact, a lot of the work that continued after that was led by Sherry, with me alongside her. I want to acknowledge Sherry and also the other members of the SMT who unfortunately aren't here tonight, who were prepared to make shifts, choosing to step onto the playing field and take responsibility, rather than to sit on the sideline and blame. I worked closely with Sherry and was therefore more aware of her journey of growth. It was painful and not without tears. She confronted her attitudes and behavior that contributed to the conflict. Through our partnership and her involvement in Partners for Possibility, she rediscovered the strength in herself that she had come to doubt. This enabled her to start leading in new ways, especially with the SMT and the staff. As you have heard, the results have been significant. In addition to tears, we laughed a lot. We had a lot of fun when we met. We still meet 2 times a term. And Sherry, thanks for being vulnerable, for your courage, and for inspiring me to remain engaged with the challenges in education in our country. Thank you.